Hello there. Um, Another new little episode here in my uh, my another survival world. um, and I don't know how long this one's gonna be because I do need to go to sleep. Uh, Probably about hour and a half. But yeah, I'm gonna just do a little bit tonight and just see how this goes. Um, But yeah, I'd just be curious to know what anyone who's watched any of these episodes so far, and if you haven't already, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and watch some of the previous ones. So okay, actually, I want to go and clarify one thing before I get on. This whole series here that I'm doing on this world, um, it's not meant to be edited, and I know that the videos are kind of long. Um, I understand that, but at the same time, kind of one of the points of this whole thing for myself is that I wanted to purposefully do that. So I just want you to understand. Um, just so I don't get spammed with comments of, I wish that it was a bit shorter and all that. Because believe me, I understand. Um, there's nothing wrong with feeling that way at all. I get it. They are long. I'm not disagreeing with you on that that part of. I'm not disagreeing with you on that fact, but yeah, but I mean, really, if I mean, you're the one watching the video, you can always just skip through, um, and just kind of fast forward through stuff and find what you like and don't like. There's really no obligation to watch parts that you aren't really that interested in. Like, it's your it's your free choice, it's your free will. You're deciding to watch this, um, if that's what suits you and all that. So, but but nonetheless, I still understand where you're coming from. So, I get that. Um, I'm considering the idea instead of simply just making these shorter, of rather just making going into my recording settings on OBS Studios, which is what I'm using to record all the videos here on my computer that I'm doing, such as all the Minecraft ones, to basically have it where it will just automatically stop recording after a certain amount of time, and then it will like let me know that, and then I can just hit record again. So then I basically just make a bunch of smaller, shorter videos. So I might start trying to do that. I don't know for I don't know for certain if I will. I don't know if I'll remember that or not, but something that I've uh, considered. So, but anyhow, so I think it's been well, I want to say it's been a couple days since I last played on here, but I don't know. It's not really actually been that long since I last played on here. Um, at all actually. I so yeah, but yeah, unfortunately on Wednesdays, um, which is tomorrow, this is the day that I have to wake up the earliest, and that's at 6. Now technically, I guess I could actually maybe give myself probably an extra half hour, 40 minutes maybe. Um, I really only do that just because the first week I just didn't really know how long it would take to get to classes and all that. How long it would take to prep. But it kind of seems like I'm kind of just taking care of most of the prep stuff for, before the school day even starts the night before. So I don't really have to worry about that as much. And it really doesn't take that long for me to get ready and all that. So, um, but I don't know. I would make this whole about the school. This is a Minecraft video, not a school video. But yeah, I mean, I do talk a little bit about some Minecraft stuff in those non-Minecraft videos and vice versa. Usually I try to keep them separate. But so anyways, yes, over here, um, So I was kind of getting so when I started building the giant stone wall around here, as you can see the cobblestone wall. Um, I kind of was thinking about like, hmm, maybe with this whole area that I've kind of created for myself, right? And I kind of got the inspiration for the wall from my notable Minecraft YouTuber Luke the Notable. So go ahead and check him out if you don't know who he is. He does Minecraft hardcore 100-day series, all kinds of fun little challenges. I really like his sense of humor. He's very, very funny. Very nice style of editing. So go and check him out. Um, if you haven't already, highly recommend it. But well, anyway, so this area over here, I was kind of thinking the whole thing of where like, essentially, I'm just trying to build little bits of like history or, I don't know, maybe even I guess you could maybe get eventually to stuff with like lore in this world, you know, and just make it a little bit interesting. So like over here, I was basically gonna do like a whole like sort of camping area. So I got, I got the tent there, and then there's a little, campfire over there. And I was thinking probably in this part here, I was probably gonna build maybe some kind of little hut or two, and probably a little fishing station and whatnot, something like that. I mean, I would say maybe some boats, but this is really not it's not really a particularly deep or big area, so probably not really necessary, but something like that. But anyways, in the whole, at least in terms of like story or lore or whatever, right? Um, so in the last episode, when I was building all of this, right before I did that, one of the things that I did was I create over here. I went ahead and put some obsidian for another portal frame. Now I haven't lit it yet, and the reason for that is because again I'm trying to stick with the whole thing of not doing certain things in this world until a certain amount of time has passed. So like for example, I didn't get diamond stuff until um after day 100 had passed or whatever. I had the first 100 days were gone. Um, and then when I started doing that, when actually, yeah, I tried to mine for diamond. If you didn't watch those episodes, basically the whole thing, I tried to mine for diamonds for quite a few hours. Um, but I had really no luck at all finding any of them. So instead, I just decided to, uh, basically just go find a village, which I did, and then I got most of the stuff, except for one sword I have back in chest somewhere, this hoe, and then this pickaxe, because I actually remember there's a fun little trick on this Minecraft version, um, similar ones to this, where essentially you could, if you went to like I think it was like for example, like a swamp biome, and you found like a little clay patch that was like exactly even, and it was kind of like a star formation. And then you went like 8 blocks north or something of it, essentially, and then you just dug down. You could probably find some diamonds. So I tried that. I did find a swamp near a village, and I tried mining those patches, trying that thing out, but it only worked one time, and enough for me to get the pickaxe, the sword, and the hoe, and then everything else I've basically, yeah, I've just really just gotten from that. But well, actually, no, that's not entirely correct. I got the pickaxe and the hoe from the diamonds I mined, and then and I got 3 other diamonds, which were from buried treasure chests, which I used to create the sword and the jukebox. So literally the only piece of diamond equipment that I'm missing, I guess, besides the second diamond pickaxe, because I like having two pickaxes, one silk touch, one fortune. His shovel, but I'm not really too worried about having a not. I'm really not too worried about having a diamond shovel just yet. Um, would be nice, but it's not. It's not really that hard or expensive to just make a bunch of iron ones. Um, but anyways, getting distracted. So the whole thing here is this little part is kind of a bit more a little bit I mean not it's not really like it's really not that far, but a little bit more far out from settlement and all that. And basically in the whole story thing is that there's essentially this whole like there's this nether portal in the forest um that some of the explorers, some of the people in the camp eventually find, um, which then leads them to the Nether. Um, you know, so I guess the only sort of thing is, and I don't know, I've had several different ideas for my whole like Sir Nether story, and I guess I really have no idea if I'll ever actually like make a proper I don't know, book or video or anything on it. Hopefully I do, because I think it'd be really cool. But it's basically just the whole thing of like, so one idea, it's the whole story is sort of like it's like a very philosophical sort of thing of like self-discovery and recognition. All it's kind of going based off of like the Minecraft End poem actually. If you don't know what that is, you probably, go read that, look it up. But essentially, it's gonna be the whole thing about where my character, like, they start in the overworld or whatever, and then they kind of, they eventually learn how to, survive and do all kinds of stuff in Minecraft, and then they, eventually they go to the Nether, and through their adventures in the Nether, they basically kind of go on a whole like self-identity sort of thing. Kind of like how it might resonate with the dimension and but also kind of like what sort of powers and whatnot that he gains in it. And then also the fights with the Illagers and the Ender Dragon and all that kind of stuff, right? And really putting that to the test. And then another story idea version that I had was where my character starts in the Nether. It's not really this one. It's not really so much as philosophical. It does have a lot of like the character testing and all that, but it's a bit different. In this version, that story actually starts off with the perspective of some different people who I was originally thinking was going to be some of the people that I did the Minecraft Survival World series several months ago, earlier this year and part of last year with. But unfortunately, I'm no longer friends with pretty much most of the people there, except for my old roommate. But we haven't really talked all that much um, over the summer, or summer in the U.S. It's winter here in Australia. Um, or just like for this we haven't really communicated all that much for a long time now, so I wouldn't really be able to do it with any of those people, so I really don't know anymore, unfortunately. But yeah, originally I was thinking I was gonna have it be this person that I was a friend with called Yig, and I think I was gonna say it was, I can't remember which one of the other guys it was that I was thinking that I played with, but it's probably be Yig and I don't remember. Um I don't know. Well, anyways, there's gonna be like two or three of them essentially. It's gonna be the whole thing, and they are essentially like sort of like a bit of like the antagonists and all that of the story. And they'd basically be trying to sort of like establish control over all of Minecraft, and then they go to the Nether to basically kind of study it, take control of its resources, you know, and then the story kind of goes on to my perspective and my character. Again, it's this whole sort of thing where they're kind of just like they just spawn in the Nether and they don't really know, where they are or anything. They eventually learn how to survive and then cooperate with the piglins, and then and all that, and then they actually have basically a whole fight with the Wither, um, the Wither's forces, and like in the fortress and bastion and all that, and basically just kind of really becoming a part of Piglin society, and helping defend it, right? And then eventually he has to go to the overworld, because kind of at one point he actually discovers after a after an adventure right after he comes back that essentially all or most of his piglin friends have essentially been kidnapped into slave labor by Yig and his comrades to basically mine for all the gold and netherite and all that. Um, and to kind of basically create all these weapons of war and whatnot for them, so they can basically become again the most powerful players, and they can defeat this like whole player civilization that exists in the overworld, kind of take over it. Um, and then my character basically has to kind of step in and sort of like save the piglins, but also like go to sort of kind of help out and meet with a lot of these players that he really doesn't actually know or really associate all that much with, because again, one of the whole things with my character is again being very different to most other players. Yeah, and just that, simply one of the of course the one of the most obvious examples of that whole thing is simply just my character being with another and resonating with it more than with the overworld. Um, and also having just been used to living with piglins or by himself rather than a group of humans. So again, it's the whole sort of like personality stuff and all that. But yeah, so kind of just interesting sort of idea with that, and in regardless of which either version, yeah, I mean it does end up it does I do end up my character does end up having battles with stuff like the Illagers and some fights in the end, um and all that, which just makes it pretty interesting. All kinds of fun conflicts and all that, and yeah, and the story. Essentially, one of the main turning points that I was thinking about, and I think it's not really the wisest idea to basically kind of spoil this entire story idea or whatever, but at least just in case if I don't ever actually make a video on any of this stuff, or write, at least I'll have had said something, so at least someone else knows about my ideas, at least a few people maybe, depending on how people watch this. Um, that essentially one of the things that my character actually ends up doing is, even though I don't really understand um a lot of other players and whatnot, I basically kind of after having like a sort of a bunch of like battles with Yig and his comrades, I essentially actually managed to turn them um and kind of redeem them essentially, and so then they kind of have to like undo their mistakes, and yeah, one of the yeah, so they basically have to kind of uh, free a bunch of the villagers and the piglins, and then give back a lot of, um, stolen land and possessions to a lot of other players, and help rebuild any of the places that were destroyed by the pillager raids or their um, their explosive devices, or whatever, and essentially just kind of make amends, for what they've done. And so then eventually, then they're saved, and then they become a part of, and then they become a part of society, and everyone sort of lives happily ever after, essentially. So that's really what my Sir Nether story idea is. At least one or two versions of it. I mean, I've had several different ideas, and really, that's the one thing I've never actually properly clarified is that this whole Minecraft Sir Nether thing. That's just like the Minecraft stuff. The Sir Nether thing is not actually just Minecraft stuff. I basically have Minecraft story versions and then like a non-Minecraft thing. Because for me, it's not simply just my gamer tag, or my YouTube name. It's not just that, or like my Minecraft identity. It's also kind of a bit of a thing of just stuff that I personally like and value, and sort of a sort of persona, and um kind of like stuff that I might sort of aspire to and all that. So I don't know. Maybe that doesn't really make full enough sense. I haven't really fully explained all that. Um, but yeah, hopefully that sounds interesting to you. If you have any questions, if you have any thoughts, if that sounds interesting, feel free to tell me in the comment section down below. And I'm not ending this video yet, but I'm just going to go ahead and say this because I'm already just talking a bunch. Is if you do like this video, if you want to see more stuff like this, me just sharing ideas or just playing Minecraft or whatever, feel free to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell. Um, and so, yeah, so you can see more videos like this, and all that. So, I guess we should probably get on with actually. I should probably get on with actually, doing a couple of Minecraft things here. But I'm glad that even though it's kind of unfortunate that I got distracted a couple times throughout the day and all that I did eventually make a little bit of time to play some Minecraft or do something instead of just being on my phone or being stressed out thinking about all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, so one thing is, I mean, I kind of already knew this already, but like Smite is actually like a pretty powerful enchantment. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it is kind of crazy how much damage it actually does. Now, I still think that I might prefer sharpness, just because again, like you deal like extra damage to everything, um, which is obviously pretty helpful. For survival and combat in this game. But even though it's not really a combat focused game, it's a sandbox and all that. But I mean, still, but I mean, even so, Smite is I think it actually gets probably a bit more. I think it's a bit underrated actually, because like the thing is like in Minecraft. And like, yeah, if you only do like casual game modes, you only do PvP or parkour or something like that, then or creative mode, like you probably won't really care or notice. It's really not that helpful in those senses most of the time. But if you're like a normal survival player, which I don't know how much of the Minecraft population it is, but probably a fair amount if I had to guess, really. Um, then you're probably not really like fighting people all the time, and I mean, especially if you have like decent gear, not even like the best gear in the game, but you have like even just low enchanted iron, or like up to like medium enchanted diamond or something like that, then you can probably already fairly do well against a good amount of damage in the game. Like it's not perfect, like it's not as good as like for example like full prot for another right armor and like a totem and all that. But you can, I mean, it does make it if you know what you're doing and you're not absolutely trash, then like you're probably fine. It's not it doesn't prevent you from dying, but against like most things that are dangerous in the game, like um you know just like zombie creepers and uh and maybe stuff like lava or drowning or whatever, if you're smart enough, like you really don't have to worry about those things too much. And just make sure obviously you have plenty of food. That's definitely very, very important. And maybe a couple potions here and there, well, especially in lava, because man, I've died so many times to lava, which is ironic for me as a person called Sir Nether. That one of the things, one of the two most common ways I've ever died in this game was to lava. I swear. But anyways, um, yeah. So okay, so yes, like I said, not too long ago, I was thinking about doing like a little bit of a sort of like a fishing uh spot or something like that. I don't really know exactly what. I have an idea in my mind what I want it to look like, kind of, but I don't really know how to describe what it is. So I'll say like a little port or something. But I feel like a port is usually more reserved for like in terms of like cities. And it's a lot bigger. It's really not gonna be that big. Um, so maybe just more of a camping, fishing spot. I really don't know. It's to be honest, but um, anyway. Uh, so let's think. How big do I? Let's, let's, yeah, I think that's probably. All right. So I don't think I've ever actually made a. I don't think I've ever actually made like a proper like fishing uh area or anything like that. To be honest, I don't think I ever actually have. Now that I think about it, I think I might actually want to use some cobble for this. Originally, I thought I was just going to use just wood, but I'm kind of thinking I want a little bit of cobblestone. Um, so yeah. If you have watched any of my videos or just looking at this, I know it's really not a complete design and everything, but I was kind of curious. What do you all think about what I've built here in the sort of building style? I know again, it's really not like I'm not a Hermitcraft member. I don't build stuff quite like that. I mean, I can build some, I'd say, pretty decent houses and stuff, but it just takes a long time and a lot of resources. And most of the times, I don't really want to be spending, you know, like 3 days kind of planning out and structuring and building a whole ass house. I don't want to have a house, something to live in, and then just make it look a little bit nicer over time instead of, trying to be all uh, grandmaster plan about it, essentially. But, well, I don't know. If it suits your fancy to do that kind of thing, be my guest. But I don't think I'm gonna need all of that, but you're gonna have it. But isn't this everyone's favorite music disc number 13? So, anyways, I'm not thirsty. I'm gonna drink some water. So, um, I was saying, I mean, I've not really done a ton of episodes here on this world so far. And again, I've really only had this since like like the second or third of August or something, and it's like the 11th now. This is really not going to probably be all that notable of an episode or anything like that. But I don't know why I went up there. Um, but I'm still glad that I'm recording this stuff. And yeah, again, I shared the glad that I'm shared the whole story idea thing that I kind of got going on there. So, but, so oh yeah, how do you I'm not the one who came with this idea. I got this idea from the content creator I used to account, and he's pretty cool. He's a British Minecraft, mostly Bedrock Edition content creator. And I've actually done a couple of videos, at least on Bedrock Edition of Minecraft. It was fun. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I don't. If you know, and just in case you don't know this, and probably like, I don't really talk about it too much in these videos. I actually used to be a Bedrock Edition main Minecraft player for quite a long time. For probably like I would say probably around 4 or 5 years. I don't remember exactly how long it was, but it's probably somewhere in that range. Um, and oh wait, probably want to get the stone cutter. Oops. Um, but yeah, so I used to mostly play on the Bedrock edition of the game, which for any of you in my audience who don't know that there's actually like different Minecraft games, it's essentially just the one that you can play on like your phone or like your Xbox, your PlayStation or something like that. Um, and there's a lot of different sort of reasons as to why I like this computer only edition. One you see that I'm playing right now, it's called Java Edition. Why I like this one a lot more. Which I think it'd be really cool if I made like an actual video talking about all that kind of stuff. But I'd say probably just some of the main things for me was one on here you just have a lot more customization of your game. So like you have way more. It's a little bit easier. I feel like to get stuff like texture packs, shaders, which basically is like a type of special lighting for which I know I haven't really used in most of my videos. But it's really nice to be able to have the option at least, and it is very, very cool. Um, and yes, I know that the Barrack Edition has like deferred rendering and it got access to like the super duper. Well, no, I didn't get a super duper graphics pack. Whatever it's called, the new semi shader type of system that Minecraft is trying to implement, essentially. into the game for both editions. Bedrock Edition actually got it first, um, but it will be coming to Java. But anyways, so basically, just on here, like you can just modify your game a lot more. Like there's a lot more settings that you have. You can get all kinds of fun game modifications and whatnot. You can play older versions of the game. I also just like stuff like the combat system on here, which I know is kind of controversial, but I really like the combat on here. Both the current 1.9 plus system, which is essentially just you have cooldowns on your weapons, so you can't just spam them, and you also have the offhand. But yeah, this version that I'm actually playing of Minecraft Java Edition is is it's not an old Minecraft version yet. It is about probably 5 years old ish. So I don't really know if that counts as old or not. But there was essentially these fun little tests of this new sort of combat system that happened for a couple years with the game. Um, but they didn't actually end up coming to pass. But it's entirely possible that they might. So we'll have to see how that goes. But anyhow, um, but yeah, it's been pretty fun in here. I've liked it. I really wanted to kind of test out what it would be like to sort of play Minecraft with these, and I wanted to do the most recent version of that. So that it's like the most up to date, I suppose. Um, and even there's a lot of things, a lot of stuff from newer Minecraft than this, from the last couple of years. Later than 2020, which is when this update came out, believe it or not. Um, that this is based off of. Um, like, it really hasn't been really that annoying. Mostly, it just comes down to just like mostly just really small stuff. Right? This is like a vanilla version of the game. There's no game modifications available for this version. So like I can't do any of that, but that's fine. I still enjoy doing this regardless, and it's kind of nice playing this way a bit. So, anyways, I should probably get on to actually building this a bit. So I'm trying to think, do I want to do like a wood or like a stone base and like outline? I'm trying to think of what would look, I feel a little bit better. Uh, hmm. I guess I'm gonna say probably wood, because again I have all these fences. Well, actually it's really not that big, but you know, um, so I feel like that fits a little bit more. The whole being in the water and all that. So it's a bit more realistic. Um, Although I'm thinking maybe we do slabs or stairs on the edges, so that way we can easily just get up onto it. Um, a bit more. Actually, you could normally you can just kind of just sit your feet over into the water when you're in these sort of spaces. Sometimes if you're in a more like local area, which I guess this would be kind of what this is sort of based off of. But yeah. So wait, do I want to do? I'll say slabs are cheaper, so I'll do some of those and you get way more of them. So I'll do that. I don't want to do it right there. There we go. Yeah, so that way I can just swim right across. It is funny though, because say if I do this, oh, yeah, never mind. You can still do that. Never mind. Doesn't apply. Ignore that. Ignore that. And then, I guess we'll do stairs, here. So, one thing that I was thinking about a little bit earlier today, unfortunately, I've not really taken the time to start looking up all this stuff yet, but I'd really like to, is, so I don't remember exactly when it is, but I think it's the week between, it's like the last week of like September, the first week of October, or something like that. Um, Here at the university that I'm at here in Sydney, um, that's a sort of like break period, if you will, for us students, and I'm just trying to I'm sort of just debating if um what I'd like to do for that. And the reason I'm thinking about that ahead of time at this point is because um they really want us to, here they really want to know if you have any sort of travel plans, just for like safety kind of concerns and all that. Especially since, if you're like an international person, in a different country, which I am, I'm from the US. It's just like all the side of the world. Um, to basically just make sure you're safe, that you know what you're doing and all that. And so, I was thinking about doing a bit of a little travel trip during that break for a couple of days, and I'm trying to decide if I want to go see the city of Melbourne, or if I want to um, maybe fly on over to New Zealand and see something like Wellington or Auckland, or maybe just take a bit of a tour of. I don't really know how far. Actually, maybe I don't really know how much I could do. It's a whole country. I don't know how much much of a tour I could do in just like 4 or 5 days, which should probably be for about how long I'd be gone if I do this. Um, you know, but I'm just trying to decide what I think would make a little bit more sense for myself. Um, I think it would probably be the cheaper option would probably be to go on over to Melbourne because again it's a bit closer, and I'm not flying. I'm not flying to a different country, so I don't have to worry quite as much about um some of that cost stuff and all that. But I don't know. This does look a little weird. I don't know. I'm gonna get rid of these. I thought I was gonna do this. I was gonna do the slabs because it's cheaper, but it just looks weird, and I feel like I would just have consistent having stairs all the way around or slabs all the way around. It just looks a little weird. Just, um, so I'm gonna do that, but yes. Anyways, I'm just trying to decide. I just start thinking maybe a little bit about that. And again, I don't even know if I am going to or not because, again, regardless, whole trip like that while I am in fact in another country and all that, I'm trying to just make sure I'm not overspending and all that because again, I have a limited amount of funds while I'm here. But I might. It's a possibility that I might be able to do something like that. Again, I don't know for a fact, but it's possible, very well possible that I could do that. And so, But yeah, it's just something on my mind. And if any of you all are also into traveling, if any of you all are familiar with this part of the world, Oceania, or what it has many different names. Um, you know, Australia and New Zealand, essentially. If you know this sort of part of the world, um, right, yeah, feel free to kind of just tell me what some of your thoughts on potential uh opportunities or things that I maybe could try doing in those areas might be. I guess kind of just vague. But I guess maybe to help clarify me a little more, some stuff I might be interested in trying to do. It'd be nice to see some it'd be nice to see some parks. It'd be nice to go see some live music. It would be I'd love to um see a bit of the art and food scene in either of those. And I don't know what else. What else? What else? I don't really know how much you can do in 4 or 5 days, and I don't want to completely overwhelm myself. But I don't want to. I definitely want to make sure that I take advantage of, excuse me, of whatever I might be doing and all that. But so I don't know. But yeah, if you have any thoughts, just anything else in mind, feel free to answer. And kind of random talking about a a whole uh little bits of Minecraft history and lore stuff, my whole thing, and then this Minecraft version and all kinds of stuff. But so yeah, hopefully you don't mind this sort of style of content, this sort of style of I'll say dialogue, but it's not really. Is it really dialogue? I'm just talking to myself. You know, it's kind of funny now that I really think about it. We I'm not paid for it. Yeah, I don't have. Yeah, I'm not in that position too. But it's kind of funny that if you really think about it, that we actually like pay people to sort of just like talk to themselves in front of the camera for like a few hours. Whereas normally you think like if you're not talking, like the funny thing is, the thing that I think that makes it funny is that like in a lot of societies, not all, but at least I know in the U.S., right, which is very, very big on all kinds of stuff with like, very big media or films or whatever, or like just very creative, um, very kind of creative stuff and all that sort of fields. Normally people think it's like really weird if you're talking to yourself, but like it's perfectly fine if you record yourself doing it. Like is it just like the difference of like if people know that you're recording yourself while you're doing it? I don't I really don't. Maybe it's really just a social context thing. Because it's like people see you doing it like in person, then maybe it's much weirder than like if someone just sees a recording of you talking to yourself while you play Minecraft or something. Which I think probably makes a lot of sense. But anyhow, yeah. So, uh, yes. So, um, yeah, I don't think that's gonna be enough. I feel like that's not gonna be enough. Uh, but maybe, well, maybe I'm wrong. My fucking mouse just died. So I'm just gonna place the rest of these out with the old-fashioned way that I used to try to play Minecraft on PC, which is with the touchpad. Which, man, I'm really not crazy on this. It's really annoying. Cause like there's just so much stuff you can't do trying to play Minecraft this way, and it's a mess. Where's my mouse charger at? I just when I had it in here somewhere. I'm not seeing it. Or did I leave it in my drawer here? Where the fuck did I have this thing at? Oh, no, it's on my stupid fucking desk. Oops. Sorry about that. Embarrassing. Slightly. What do you? No, so I can't look at it, but I can't. Uh, what are you on about, right? What are you on about? Huh? Are you gonna? Are you not? Okay, you're just gonna. Okay, you're just gonna walk by. Okay. Well, nice seeing you too. Nice seeing you too, buddy. Belgium, old friend. Just kidding. It's not an old friend. It's just a random ass cow. Probably just spawned over here like 2 minutes ago. Let's be real. But doesn't mean we can't pretend like things have a little bit of a different meaning sometimes. We do it all the time, anyways. So, so how many more of these do I need? Okay, I think that's probably that's probably good. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I was originally thinking I was gonna have this a bit higher, but I don't really think that makes sense because this is a very flat area. I really don't feel the need to. I don't really feel like it's necessary to have this raised up, getting higher. So I think I'm. I think I'm. I think I'm gonna say it's good as is. But yeah, I didn't even need to get all the cobblestone there. But oh well. Um, hmm. Do I want to do covering over this area? I'm debating. Um, hmm. No, I think I will. Why not? Make sure you have your fruits and veggies, kids. Well, it's good for your health. Get those nutrients and vitamins in your body. Hmm. How many blocks is that? Small. Two, three. I don't know if I need this many seconds. I'm gonna do 1 block higher. And then that way we can do more fence on here. I need to make more fence, but okay. And then let's go ahead and make some more stairs. Not stairs. What am I talking about? It's completely similar thing. Completely same thing. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, and then I just need to create a bit of a roof for that. Put one on there. And then probably probably don't really need a ton more. They're really not that complicated. Yeah, I guess one of the things that is a little annoying about playing this older version of Minecraft is because I can't do any of the game modifications on here, and there's certain like basically normal ways of making the game feel like a lot brighter. None of those really work on here, so I just have to deal with um the game being a bit darker sometimes than what I would personally prefer. Um, but it's all right. I got that many saplings from that. Holy fuck! Excuse my language. I don't think I needed that many, but oh my gosh, so many of them. Well, it's better to get too many than too few, you know. Plus, it's better for the environment to have a lot more trees than uh too few. So, uh, at least think of it, on the brighter side of things. It's funny because I feel like there's also sometimes where it doesn't make sounds. It's in instances like when I was placing the water up to get on here, like it didn't make any sound. Now, like it's doing it now, but like it didn't do it. And like sometimes I just realized there's like certain sounds that it just doesn't play on here. It's kind of funny. Small little quirk about older Minecraft. Sometimes the sounds don't actually play. um, I don't mean to place it like I was just gonna do just a normal, just like a very completely flat roof. I figured it'd be slightly more interesting to have it be stairs and slabs instead. It's a bit more good for that, but maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Be a bit more detail. I suppose. I mean, it's really not that much, but small things add up. So yeah, that looks totally finished, right? Oh my gosh, I have so many saplings. Dang, bro. Hello, Pigo. Uh, right. Literally just too short. Okay. You know, it is really nice when you can have the amount of materials that you have on hand is exactly the amount that you need. But, yeah, sometimes life doesn't want to be like that, nor does Minecraft. Yeah, fine, I'll craft extra materials. How am I? Okay, my PC apparently got super low. I guess this video is already like an hour, a little over an hour. Oops, so is it showing though? I love it when my PC says like, "Oh, your battery's too low," and then it just refuses to like continue showing anything on my screen. Okay, there we go. I don't know. It just randomly turned it off. Okay, like I didn't actually see it. Like turned it off, not just. Okay, whatever. We're continuing recording. That's the important thing. How many more? Yeah, like two, of course. Oh, okay, boom. And then I just need to work on probably putting some stairs around the outside of that. That might be good enough. I don't. Yeah, I need more wood again. Yeah, it requires so many materials to do this. Kind of annoying, but kind of makes sense. Stuff is more expensive when you think about it. So, well, no, it's not actually dependent on if you think about it or not. It's just, yeah, you know what I mean. Hopefully you do. Hopefully you understand. I mean to place them there. Um, or are those not enough? Okay. Three, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There you go. Oh, oh. All right. I mean, I'd love to put some torches up here, but I don't have really extra charcoal or anything like that right now, so I guess we'll just have to suck it up. But yeah, that's probably good. But I mean, I could probably if I could come on, more interesting. Put slabs on here. I don't really need to. I guess I'll just go ahead and put these on the corners like that. You know what? I think it might actually look a little bit just slightly nicer doing that. So we'll just do that real quick. Actually, no, never. Will that be actually enough wood? I hope it is, but I have a feeling it's not. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna cut it. I'll just make. Okay. So make as many as I can, but it's really not that much actually. So yeah, I think we're gonna need a little bit more than that. And I would love to play music for you guys while I build stuff, but I'm gonna get copyrighted, so I can't do that. Well, I play music. I don't actually mean but yeah, you know, like like performing music while I play Minecraft because I can totally do that. Yeah, it's a super fun special skill to learn how to play Minecraft and and a musical instrument at the same time. It's surprisingly rare. Surprisingly rare skill. It's you really don't know what the struggle of doing that is. Start trying. You know, I guess you could probably apply that to anything now. Like, we're almost done. Okay, and now we got a roof on here. I think it looks decent enough. And yeah, I mean, some torches would be nice and whatnot, but I'm not gonna just pretend like they're there, and then you're fine. I'll get there eventually. I've gradually been spreading with all the torches process. Actually, just getting slightly gradual. I've either done it all at once or really not at all. But I do love my pillar that goes to world height limit. But yeah, so one thing that for me, like I liked on here is Suck of Course. Where the fuck did you come from? One thing that I've liked on here is that so of course like I've made a farm, right? That's like a pretty normal Minecraft player thing to do. You kind of need food, like you do in real life. Um, but I've also done a couple of things that I probably would normally do. So like for example, I did the painting house over here. Um, I made the MLG spot there. I made an area for snow golems, although ironically, supposed to be here. Um, and but more so like doing like a fishing area and making the barn here, even though I haven't really used it a ton. I think it's really just nice having those because like just a bit more. I don't know, just really nice and pretty normal locations to have in a real life setting and all that. But I don't know. Well, regardless, still got it. I don't know if I'm able to one shot skeleton, but not these. They have like slightly less health or something. I really don't know, but probably gonna end this video pretty soon, so I need to go to bed. Well, phasing through the bed. Yeah, so, um, yeah, that's not the shortest episode I've done in here, I don't think. Well, actually, maybe it is. I don't know. But yeah, so essentially, one of the things I like to do at the end of these episodes is to kind of just go in F1 mode, which basically it's essentially just like you're not going to see the UI or anything. You just get to see the beautiful stuff that I've built, essentially. So that's what I use it for, anyways. Um, I just get to look around and kind of just sucker. Um, but yeah, just get to look around and just appreciate kind of what I've done, what I've built so far. Um, whether in the episode or like in the last episode or something. So it's kind of nice. And it's kind of goofy. I have all the random snow here, but a bit more character. But little sunflower plain right there. And then we got a bunch of these giant spruce trees going up along here on this side of the border here, which I think looks really nice. Bit more nature variety, I suppose, than well, that's not really that much, but different type of tree counts for something, right? And then the furnace house I built next, pretty close to the leaf maze. And then I was thinking about it, probably some point or not. I don't know if I will, but I was thinking about building a little guest house or something like that over here. Probably not a terribly big one. Um, it'd just be a nice, good spot for it, I think. Um, yeah, and this, this barn here, it took quite a lot of resources, and it's very good. I can really use it a ton of times. But essentially, where I kept like a couple of llamas in here, and yeah, it's just a random cow that spawned. And then I had a horse in here, if you didn't know. And I used it to actually, I used them to travel to the village I got all this diamond armor and stuff from, essentially. Um, Found a pillager outpost, a couple of things, nice things along the way too. But yeah, unfortunately, he got lost. He just wandered off. I was never able to find him. So yeah, we'll have to find a new horse at some point or another. But at least we got a couple of llamas in here. I don't know how many, I don't know how much I'm actually going to use them, but I've got to made an actual area for them here instead of just hanging them on a, you know, just leashing them to some fence and then just leaving them indefinitely. So have an actual little space and all that. And I think this is really nice. I think it's really nothing complicated. It's just wood, stone, and a couple flowers, some pathway, but some torches. But I think it looks really nice. Yeah, and then going through over here, taking a bit of a different turn of direction, I suppose. And then more the wilderness area, and a bit of a campsite here. Built this, a little spot here, and then I was to just camp here. I didn't need to do that. I mean, I was getting hungry. um, okay, yeah, that's fine. There it is. Let me just go ahead and fix this up real quick. I got that looks off. Hmm. Um, hmm. We'll just have the pathway just be on this side. I think that looks better. Oh, wait. So they got a little campsite here. Really not that complicated. Yeah, sure enough, tree stopping. We're not. And this little fishing area. Of course, I haven't lit up or anything properly, unfortunately. But yeah, it's a little nice spot here, and then I'll probably add, you know, I got maybe a boat or two on, a couple spots. Maybe if I remember correctly, I might actually get a couple more of these and tie them to a leash or something like that. Do a more realistic. But again, so of course made this for fishing. I have an actual spot for it. I think I'm gonna probably. I think I should probably make some barrels and chests and all that to actually store all the fishing stuff in. Kind of a little, little part of this thing over here. But so I guess we'll just do a quick little fishing and then we'll end off the video. So yes, again, reminder: if you like this video, feel free to feel free to hit the like button. Feel free to subscribe to my channel with notification bells. You can see more stuff like this, and you can see more of the progress of this survival world. Well, thanks for doing that. If that's what you decide to do. Or since they don't give me good puffer fish, but no. It's not. It's fine too. You'll need to make water breathing potions eventually, so I'm like that. Puffer fish. Or that. It's literally the only reason I keep puffer fish. Or you're joking. Okay. Come on. Give me a salmon. So I have 2 salmon, 2 cod, and I can put them on the camp. Trying to get this over with. I'm gonna go to sleep. Give me a salmon. Come. It's not that hard. Give me a salmon. Give me a salmon. Uh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. And then let's wait here. While the food is cooking, if you haven't already, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. And I've already said it's like the 3rd time, but yeah, please do. Really, it's nice. Really appreciate it. Makes a big difference. In the grand scheme of things, probably not, but to me, it's very nice to see that number go up. Let's be real. All right. Anyways, with that, hope you have a good day, night, whatever it is for you when you're watching this. So, yeah, peace out. Bye bye.